Hi there, everybody. Hey, how you doing? Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. While we're waiting on folks to join, coopedup.com is my website. Be sure to check out the content that I posted there. If you are on other social platforms, specifically Instagram, I would love a follow. I'm cooped up is my handle there. Please follow me. Wherever you are watching or listening, please click on the notification bell to get notified when I go live, post new content, whatever. And last but not least, send me a text 214-949-8599. That it will sign you up to get texts from me when I have like alerts and deals and things like that that I think you should know about. It's not a group text, it's just like a blast thing, but I read the ones that you send me so I can see them. So if you ever want to text me, send it that way. Hey, Mama, how you doing? Hang on. That just reminded me of another topic. Um, so anyway, so how are y'all? How is everybody doing today? So the big news of the pop culture universe today is this Free Britney thing, right? So I'm gonna admit I'm not the biggest Britney Spears fan. I don't dislike her at all, and I'll dance along to a Britney Spears song along with every other homosexual on the planet, and teenage girl. But I'm not really super invested in her journey, if you will, as Alexis would say. By the way, you like my T-shirt, Rosebud Motel from Schitt's Creek. I got this yesterday. I thought it was funny. But so Free Britney. So there's a lot of things that I did not know though. First of all, she's 38. Did not realize that she is that old. Um, she has been under this conservatorship, which basically means that her dad has James, I believe is his name, has control over her personal and financial stuff. And she is some of the stuff she's talking about now, like she was not allowed to take out her birth control for like 18 months. I guess she had one of those that just kind of goes up in you. For like 18 months, she couldn't do that. She was drugged and forced to perform all this kind of stuff, like just shocking, shocking things. She also did not use the baby doll voice in the recording that not recording, she was actually talking to the court via telephone, telephonically, as they say. But I'm like, wow. So here's my thing on it. Here's my hot take on it. I get maybe conservatorship of the business. Like, I get that. And I'm not talking about her actually performing and all of that. I'm talking about just like managing merchandise, contracts, statuses. I can get that there might have been a time and a place for that because didn't this all start going down when she had her like breakdown, shaved her head, beat up a Range Rover with an umbrella, that kind of thing? I think, my facts may be a little off, but I think it was around that time when she had kind of her break, and she does openly admit to struggling with some mental health issues. The personal part, though, I'm like, I don't get that at all. Like, so first of all, she's 38 fucking years old. So let's just, for the sake of argument, assume she is batshit crazy. She is 38 years old. She's allowed to be batshit crazy on her own. And I'm thinking that the only reason that it was ever granted is because there's so much money tied up with her. Like the amount of money that she makes and the number of people she employs and the number of people who make money off of her. I bet her dad's on that list. So it's just follow the money. It's so gross in so many different ways, right? Matt is saying, do not get me started on that conservatorship deal. This was to force her to pay her father monthly conservatorship fees of tens of thousands of dollars. Oh yeah, I guess he gets that too. I did read that he is no longer the conservator of her personal affairs, but there is a professional. This is a fucking career. There's a professional conservator who is in charge of her personal affairs. And Matt is confirming it all started with that infamous incident with the umbrella and the shaved head. Beth's saying she was shocked about the birth control part. I know. I read that and I was like, what? What? So I know. The whole thing is it just stinks. And maybe she is a danger to herself, but she's an old ass person, like just not old ass, 38, but she's old enough. She's a grown ass person, is what I meant to say. She's a grown ass person, and she could take care of herself or not. That's her thing. It reminded me of, do y'all watch Black Mirror? I don't watch it very often. It freaks me out too much. I've seen a few episodes, but one of the episodes I watched is the Ashley O episode, where they took, and it was meant to be kind of a Britney Spears character, where this pop star, I guess, was like sick or had a drug overdose. The details are failing me, but basically, she was bedridden and like comatose, and her family and her management was so desperate to keep her fame alive that they created like these animated characters about her. They put these things on her head and I think they were drugging her to keep her under. That's what it was. She wasn't sick. I think they were drugging her to keep her obedient. And they had these things on her head to get brainwaves to read like song lyrics that she was writing or that she had written. So they just kept coming out with new albums. And she was drugged up in a bed. Like, that is crazy. It kind of reminds me of that. Black Mirror takes things to an extreme, but there's usually a little nugget of truth in that. That show freaks me out. I've seen that one. I have seen the episode where the robot dogs are hunting humans. I've seen that one. Freaked me out. Mm-mm. To this day, now I see those robot dogs like that Toyota or whoever is making that can like walk, and they're not just dogs. I guess they're also the people. Not doing that. Freaks me out. And James is saying on Britney, 13 years is long enough for people around her to get her the proper mental health care. She needs to take care of their life. If they actually wanted to do that. Those surrounding her more interested in her money than her mental health. Exactly. It's just gross. It's just gross. And remember, wasn't there the guy, the star, he's now like a YouTube star or something, but he came out with this video years ago. It's like, free Britney, or no, leave Britney alone. Maybe he knew something that we didn't realize. The thing. Hannah's saying the whole situation is so disturbing. Yeah. And he doesn't want to give up the money. Her dad was a cook, not even a chef, didn't bring in much money, and he now doesn't want to get rid of it. I know. But you know what? There are better ways. There are better ways to go about that. Don't you think? Don't you think that Britney, if you have a decent relationship with your daughter, that you will probably enjoy some of the spoils of wealth? You may not enjoy tens of $1,000s a month, but you will probably enjoy something. If you are a decent human or a decent parent or whatever, I just can't imagine doing that to either of my children under any circumstance. Yeah, and Chris Crocker is the guy Hannah's saying is the guy I was talking about. Leave Britney alone. Yeah, so gross, the whole thing. And that's just what we've heard on, wasn't yesterday just day one of the testimony or something? Here's one thing, though, that I found odd. And this is not a pro Britney comment. In one of her comments on the thing, they've told her in these court hearings that she at any time could have petitioned to remove the conservatorship. And she is saying that she was not aware of that. So, and I'm not saying it's true or not, but like that, there's a lot of suspicion. It's very sus, as the kids say. That comment was very sus, that she doesn't know that she could do it. If she has attorneys, and she has a court-appointed attorney, which I thought that was bizarre too. Is that normal in conservator cases? Because she can afford some attorneys, but maybe she can't. Because if they're controlling her finances, they're not going to fund a good attorney for her. Not that court-appointed attorneys are bad. I just learned the lesson firsthand. Never used a court-appointed attorney. Hire one, even if it's not as good, because they don't get paid very much. But so maybe they didn't want to give her the money to use to fight them. So maybe okay, I'm talking that through. That makes more sense now. So, but my mom is saying it was unusual. And yes, it's true. She wouldn't know probate law. And if they had her visit some attorney, they would cause a fuss. Exactly. She is 39. Time to let her be free and control of her own. I agree, Leslie. That's what I'm saying. Even if she is legitimately batshit crazy, she is a grown ass woman and she can do these decisions and make these decisions. And heaven forbid something would like go wrong. No one wants that. We don't want a Whitney situation or Bobby Christina. But I mean, grown ups got a grown up, right? So Charlie Ebersol was her boyfriend, and we lived in the same college dorm. She showed up a few times, and that was fun, Matt. James is talking about Hollywood parents who pimp out their kids. She was the breadwinner for the family at a young age. I was also reading an article about that, about celebrities who have emancipated. So Drew Barrymore, she emancipated from her mother, and her mother actually agreed with it because it was just bad for their relationship. Nick Carter and Aaron Carter. Nick is from the Backstreet Boys, and Aaron, I think, is just on his own. They emancipated themselves, and there was someone else in the article that I can't remember now, but interesting stuff. Oh, and they did talk about how Kris Kardashian is actually an example of a good momager, as she calls herself, that that she doesn't set her mom hat aside for the business. It's kind of both. So, and I actually like the Kardashians. I think that they are hardworking people. They know the zeitgeist, the what's in of the moment. They would have been famous regardless of whether that sex tape happened or not, all of that. So yeah, and Courtney, her mom is in her corner. Are you talking about Courtney Kardashian or Kim Kardashian? Or are you talking, Britney Spears' mom, Jamie Lynn Spears, I think. Why do I know these names? Why do I know that Britney Spears' mom is Jamie Lynn Spears? Oh my God. I need to purge that. So that's her mom is in her corner, yes. As a reminder to everyone, the words come out of my mouth. Y'all hear them 20 seconds later. Facebook has a 20-second delay on live. So sometimes I get going and I'll change subjects and y'all will just be hearing about it. And then you'll comment on it. And then my brain has just purged whatever I said before. So sometimes you have to kind of prompt me about what you were talking about. So your brain is very full. I know, full like crap. That's what it is. Oh, and Mama June and Honey Boo Boo. Gosh, crazy. Isn't Jamie her sister? Is she? I think, well, maybe they all have the same name. I'm pretty sure that Jamie, maybe not. Maybe you're right, Monica. Okay, I feel a little bit better that maybe the information locked in my head might be inaccurate in this case. I don't know. Okay, enough on Britney Spears. I didn't mean to talk half the show about that, but that is the big thing of the day. Another thing that needs freedom is Gracie, our RV, still in the fucking shop, y'all. So we got the differential approved through the warranty company. They're paying for it all. It's gonna be great. But then the issue of finding a fucking differential. And differential is the thing that goes under it that converts the power that comes out of the engine spinning this way to the axles that spin that way. That is the probably very like low rent version of that, but that's basically what it does. And so they finally found one. They built it and put it on something. I don't know if it's coming via airplane, donkey, bus, carrier pigeon. I'm not sure, but it is on its way. Expected to arrive this Monday. So we will have in Arlington, Texas, a differential with our name on it. And hopefully fits our RV. Will be in the shop's possession. And then they think they'll probably need a few days to put it together. So we may get it at the end of next week. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Todd is the ever optimist that Todd is. Sarcasm fun. He doesn't think we're going to get it till after 4th of July. And so he's kind of freaking out. And I am too, but I'm also like, well, what's it? I can't freak out about something I have no control over. So we're trying to figure out, do we wait until after 4th of July? Do we wait until July 6th? Because if we don't, that probably won't be open on Monday. So we'll have to get it on Tuesday. Wait till like July 6th to head out and do what we can in those 2 weeks that we have left, 2 weeks. Yeah, I guess. Because we have to be in San Antonio, and that will happen. We booked it last night. Or do we plan some other trip? Do we just start looking at places to fly? or drive, preferably fly. Maybe it's like a regular old school vacation. I don't know. I don't know. What would y'all do? Um, yeah, it's a huge part. RVs and school buses use similar mechanic. I know it's big. It's big. Our RV is so big. It's the size of a bus, like a regular like Greyhound bus, pretty much. I think it's like a foot shorter than like a Greyhound bus, and so the parts are big. And they're in demand also because it's also an 18-wheeler engine, because the repair shop is actually an 18-wheeler repair shop. It's that same diesel type engine that they use in that. And 18-wheelers are like, there's not enough of those right now either, right? So there's everything's in shortage. Um, Lynn Spears is the mom. So Jamie is the sister. Lynn is the mom. So I was merging those two. Again, why do I even know that? Why do I know that? Well, this will make you feel better though about my brain. I went about half the day thinking that it was Friday. I'm like, oh yay, tomorrow's Saturday. Not even thinking the kids were at school. They only have a half day at school tomorrow. It's the final day of school. But like, just in my brain, it was like Friday, like chill. Because I have a philosophy at work. I was like, I try not to start anything new on Fridays. I try to finish things, wrap things up, kind of tie up loose ends, but I try not to start anything new on Friday because I don't want to start something on Friday and then set it down for 3 days or 2 days and then pick it back up on Monday. So I actually did not get very much done this morning because I thought it was Friday. Today is Monica's Friday, and today is Todd's Friday also because he is off tomorrow. Anyway, the Beth is saying on the day the differential arrives, I will be bringing a few trays of baked goods to the mechanics to encourage them to get it installed. Well, I think that their encouragement is that Todd will stop calling them 3 times a day also. Some tips, here's some tips, treats, and promise that I'll leave you alone. Just give me my RV back. I slept weird last night. So I had a dream, not the Martin Luther King speech. I had a dream, and it was just really, it wasn't scary. I've told you that when I drink and take my CBD at night, my dreams are very, very like real, right? And I've just gotten used to it since I've started taking CBD because it helps me sleep so much better. Like I sleep so like 1,000 times better. But the dreams, I had to get used to them. And Todd tried it, and he couldn't handle the dreams. And again, they're not fucked up dreams. They're not spooky. They're not like trippy or anything else. They're like very lucid. They're very like, did that actually happen, or is it still a dream? So last night I had a particularly realistic one, although it was a little fantastical. It had to do with a virtual aquarium where the walls were made of electrical currents and not actual glass. And occasionally the power kind of would flick on and off, and you would have to worry about a shark getting out or something like that, right? So that sounds a little bit scary. So it was just one of those uncomfortable dreams, like where I was a little stressed in the dream. And then I woke up to go pee, come lay back down, and sure enough, the fucking dream starts back exactly where I left off. And I'm like, damn it. And like then I woke up again, probably to pee again, or just whatever. I've been waking up at like 4:35 in the morning, also just like, oh, it's morning time. And the other day I got up at 5:30, and I had a great morning. Well, not a great morning because everything felt to shit, but I was like energetic and all that kind of stuff. But this morning I was like, no, I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna go back to sleep and wait until the alarm kicks me out of bed at 6:30, which then leads you to be sleepy and all that. But then I swear, the fucking dream started again for the third time. The third time. And it had to do with like the previous PR firm where I used to work and my previous boss. And like I was somehow in charge. It was just so weird. But anyway, dreams do y'all do that? Do y'all ever get that? Dreams like where you fall asleep and then you wake up and then you fall back asleep and it just picks up where it left off? At least it didn't repeat. At least there was a continuation. I don't know. Too much for me. Y'all ever have that? I don't know. RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars returns today. It actually has already returned. I was going to say tonight at first, but it's already available because it's streaming only on Paramount Plus, so you can actually see it like right now. Well, not right now because you're watching me, but it's streaming only, which is very interesting to me that they're doing that. I think a lot of the streaming platforms are trying to push people to their platforms that way. Also, everyone is raving about this. Is it Loki? Loki? Something like that. Character from WandaVision. Neither show that I've watched. Are they superheroes? I can't tell. I did see that Loki came out as bisexual or something. And I just kind of skim the news. I try to, before I come talk to y'all, I have skimmed like People Magazine, CNN, these things just to kind of get a handle on whatever's going on. That condo in Miami, I haven't seen the details of that, but now there's 99 people missing. Can you imagine you're just in your condo at Miami Beach, just laying there, and all of a sudden your house falls apart and just collapses under you? How does that happen? Like, were there no signs that this were happening? I don't even. Did they say why? I just saw the headline. Honestly, I didn't read the story. But was it there? Was there an explosion? Did the ground just shift? Like, how did that happen? Monica's asking if I have Paramount Plus. I do. I have all of them. I am not saving a fucking dime by canceling DirecTV because I just got all the streaming things. I got Paramount Plus because what was it? Were we wanting to watch Amazing Race? Maybe there was something that was a Paramount channel, and I think it was CBS. And we were wanting to watch it, and we wanted to watch old episodes of it because the kids. And I think it was Amazing Race, and I could be wrong about that, but I think it was Amazing Race because we watched the last season and we forgot how much we liked the show and hadn't watched since season 10 or something, and they're on like season 632 already. So we're like, let's go back and catch up. Also, we wanted to watch old seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race because there's about 3 seasons that we did not watch too. It always comes back to RuPaul for me. I am a super fan. So, Mom's saying that apartment building, that condo has been sinking since the 90s. I'm guessing it wasn't nice. Maybe it was like old and it was on an old part. It didn't look that fancy to me, but I don't know. A lot of those beach communities have really, really old buildings along it. Tawana needs some Shakeology. I will put it on the porch and let you know when it is there. I'll do it tomorrow. Dave is saying, my father is a lifelong plumber who moved to Florida after retirement. He says he does not trust construction quality in Florida. Eesh. We did, not Florida, but I worked on Extreme Makeover Home Edition since the first episode. And the only time that I was like, ooh, this is a shitty place, was we did a build in New Orleans. And we sent all of my clients' products down there. And the contractor skipped out and took all of the building materials with them. Not just my client stuff, but everything that they had bought or gotten donated or whatever for this project. The contractor literally stole it all and took it with them. And I've heard like don't do business in New Orleans, and maybe Florida is kind of the same. And Dave is saying Loki. Is it Loki or Loki? I don't know. Loki is a bad show. Anyway, the pool was leaking. Oh my God, there's all kinds of stuff. And that pool's leaking, that'll seep water and all that kind of stuff. And Jody is correcting me. It's not Miami Beach. It's a beach near Miami. It's in something like Surfside. Yes. Yeah, they kept saying Miami area beach is what the headline was saying. Yes. And it's low key. Low key. Hey, low key. Ironically, all apartment buildings are cheaply built. The worst are the new low-rise apartments. Buildings less than a decade old have substantial structural defects, Matt is claiming. Yeah, also, I think that, people say, things just aren't built the way they used to build them. And they do that as a compliment to the previous people building things. I don't think that people intentionally built things better back then. I just think that there weren't shortcuts and cheaper materials and all that stuff like we have now to build things faster and less expensively. Because like you used to build a bridge and you'd have to use actual like stones and all that, or a house or whatever, you would have to actually use real materials. Whereas now there's all kinds of um, just random stuff that they can use, like pressed cardboard to be siding and all of that stuff. And Dave, I agree with you on this. I think construction quality is as good as code enforcement. Yes. Um, anyway, regulations. That's a good seg. Thank you. New York State is ending its cocktails to go. Everyone else, so at the beginning of the pandemic, one of the trends was these restaurants, like a Mexican food restaurant, could sell you under a temporary allowance. They could sell you margaritas with your to-go burrito or fajitas or nachos or something like that. And Texas has decided to codify it into law. It's permanent now in Texas. And there's a few other states. There's like 20 states that did this. But New York State is the first to go the opposite direction and say, we're not doing that anymore. And it's effective today, I believe. I think it was effective immediately. They rescinded the emergency declaration that was part of it and did not put it into law. And a lot of people are like, but I want my margarita to go. It's not New Orleans, people. And you weren't allowed to drink them in the car. You weren't allowed, they had to put like a sticker on top of them. So it's not like New Orleans. You weren't publicly consuming them. You just could grab them and take them home with you with your food. They're not allowing that anymore. What else? Oh, this is the thing that Mom, you reminded me about. So I love technology. Obviously I do. I talk to you through it every day. Even though, well, I love it and I hate it. I love it when it works. I hate it when I can't figure it out. And that's my weakness as I get older, is that it's bedeviling me a little bit more and more. But so yesterday I sent my mom in the mail photos of my kids from school photos. And it's weird though, because I just bought her this highfalutin digital frame, and then I immediately sent her paper photos. So she texted me saying, hey, got the photos, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to take a photo of them with my phone so I can put them on the frame. And then I'm like, what? I could do that. And I thought to myself, I didn't say this. And so I just went in, boop, boop. And then I pushed them to the frame, her frame. I was like, look at your frame. And they put them on there. It was like it was just like a cool moment, like a neat thing that I could take the digital version, because I actually have these photos digitally. I did the school photos. That is the biggest racket, y'all. So you get the school photo and they're like, for $35, you can get the digital download. And I'm like, of course I'm going to pay for the photos, or for $18, you can get one photo. And I did the digital download because it's easier to keep track of. I could send it to Shutterfly, and that's what I did. I sent it to Shutterfly and just had them print like 10 copies of it. And Shutterfly is like 28 cents a photo. But since I have the digital version, I was able to just literally, while my mom texted me, I was like, oh, boop, boop, put it on her frame. And the frame that we have, I can go in and choose what photo I want it to show on her frame at that moment. And I was like, look at your frame. Boop. She's like, oh my God, so cute. My mom doesn't talk like that. My mom actually has a relatively deep voice, so she's definitely not like a valley girl. Elton John announced yesterday that he is doing a farewell tour. The only thing I had to say to that was, when did you turn into Cher? I swear, I thought Elton John has already done a farewell tour, and I have seen him more than anyone else. I have not seen it's not that other people have seen him less than me. He is the person I have seen as a performer more often than any other performer. That was a really roundabout way of saying that. I've seen most of his tours. I didn't see the Billy Joel one, but the Dueling Pianos, but I've seen pretty much everything else. I've seen him in Vegas, all of that. Love his shows. Todd's a super fan. I just like his music, but I enjoy his concerts a lot. He's not crazy like he used to be. It's still a fun concert. But he's doing this farewell tour, and he's coming to Dallas, actually Arlington, Texas, technically. And so he's coming, and I think the tour dates are in 2022 at some point. And they go on sale soon, and I'm sure they're like hella expensive. He's going to be at the Globe Life. Is that the name of it? The new baseball stadium that looks like a barbecue pit or barbecue. Yeah. a grill. Um, but the and like Cher, like I know I've seen Cher a bunch of times too, because it's if you're gay and Cher comes to town, you can't not see her. Like it's one of the rules of the gay mafia is that you are required to see Cher anytime she is in your presence. So I've seen her, but I swear hers have been farewell tours over and over and over again to the point where I think she even makes fun of it. No, anyway, Dave is saying we already said goodbye. How can we miss him if he won't go away? Exactly. The never-ending goodbye tours. The Judds. Oh, are they doing that? Are they doing a? Because I actually saw yesterday that Winona Judd is coming with her husband. I think I can't remember his name. Winona Judd is coming to the Kessler Theater, which is the owners of it. I share the fence line with the owners of it, and there it's just like I could walk to it from my house in like 15 minutes. And cute little venue, and she's coming there, and tickets just went on sale. They're actually fully sold out except for the standing room only seats, and Daddy don't do that. But she's coming there. I didn't realize the Judds. So both Winona and Naomi toured together still. That's interesting. Did not realize that. Okay. Well, that's all I got to say. I'm gonna save this last topic for tomorrow because I'm already over time. Is there anything else that y'all want? I'm gonna vamp for about 20 seconds so that you can put anything in the comments. If I missed something, if you want to ask me a question, whatever, you can do it. And I'm just gonna look real quick and make sure I did not miss anything else. Nope, I think that is good, and I don't have anything else in the comments. So with that, I'm gonna say bye. I love you. It's important to know you are loved. I love that you watched this. This is my therapy. Say a little prayer for the differential shipping company or mule or bus or whatever, train. I don't know what it's on, but however it is getting here, please say it. Keep it in your thoughts. Pray a little harder for me that it comes so that maybe we can get on the road soon. I hope so. I don't know. I can't believe I'm turning down a chance for a last minute actual vacation on a plane or something so that we can RV. That's the life. RV for life. Free Gracie! Free Gracie! Matt's gonna pour a quart of transmission fluid for Bernadette. Cheers! Love is love, even for differentials. I love that. Free Gracie. Alrighty, I'll see you tomorrow at 4:30 for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Should I say? Hope you have a great evening. Bye!